Probably more important for this crowd, I'm also the proud father of one Plant High School graduate and another current student. I'm really excited to be able to share some thoughts with you today. Although considering that with two teenage sons, I realize it's hard to keep their attention for 30 seconds, so it's a daunting task for me to speak to a room of seniors for 10 minutes. It does make me appreciate what teachers do, and I'd like to thank all the teachers and administrators here at Plant for your dedicated efforts to make this place such a successful institution. Now to the class of 2023. Congratulations on reaching this point. In some ways, this is a culmination of 4 years of hard work. But I see it more as a brief pause on a continuous ladder of growth and success. Despite my concerns about keeping teenager attention, I'm honored to address graduating seniors because I realize that as I stand up here, I'm looking out at our future. In this room, there are likely future businessmen and women, doctors, teachers, maybe mayors, congressmen, could be an astronaut these days. A future president could be sitting here amongst us. There are many who will eventually lead their own families and take on the significant responsibility of raising future generations. So within this gathering, it may be impossible to predict the exact paths you will choose, but it's unquestionable that you will have significant influence on the future. Graduating high school is a significant life transition as you step out from your parents' protective shelter and stand on the doorstep of your own future. I have experienced 3 significant transitions in my life, so I'd like to share my lessons with you. The first came when I was 13 and moved with my family to a small French village in southern France, where I attended French public school. I spoke no French. I clearly remember my mom pushing open the door to my French classroom, where everyone stopped and turned around to look at me in wide-eyed silence. Once I sat down, the teacher lost all control. Miami Vice was the big TV show at the time, and all the kids wanted to ask me in broken English if I used or sold cocaine or wore a white sports jacket. But what I learned in that amazing year is how it feels to be different, and how important it is to help people belong. My second transition was when I graduated high school and went to West Point. And one day they shaved my head, taught me to march, say yes sir, no excuse sir. What it feels like to be overwhelmed with stress. Over 4 challenging years there, I learned the value of teamwork, leadership, and especially the overwhelming importance of integrity. I'm still going through my 3rd transition since I left the Army about a year ago, after almost 3 decades. And I'm currently embarking on a new career completely separate from the familiarity of the Department of Defense. It's really too soon for me to be sure of the lessons from this latest transition. One thing I have seen clearly already is the importance of knowing your personal priorities and making decisions based on what's truly important to you in your heart, not your perception of anyone else's expectations. The common thread between all of my transitions has been discomfort. Discomfort is normal when you step away from the familiar into the stress of the unknown. But it is in that feeling of discomfort that we grow the most, by facing challenges and being willing to fail. So as you stare into what may be your first major transition, I say don't shrink from it. Don't look for the familiar. Instead, seek out the uncomfortable at every opportunity, because that is where you will learn and grow the most. And of the several possible careers I mentioned and thousands of others I didn't, I would never try to judge what's the best one for you. But I would say have a plan. Don't let life just happen to you. Get after it. And if you change your mind, that's fine too. Get after your new path, because the opportunities are endless. Opportunity is one of the things I'd like to highlight today. But bear with me here for a moment as I take you to a darker place. I want you to imagine a crowded city street of Baghdad, where there's an up-armored Humvee. It's tan in color and heavily armored to protect its occupants from machine gun fire, rockets, and even some roadside bombs. The doors are heavy. The glass is thick. If you even bump against it, it's rock solid with no give. It sits low and wide with big tires, 50 caliber machine gun up on the turret. Inside is loaded with radios, headsets, and a computer screen to plan routes. Everything about it is designed to protect its occupants, provide mobility in rough terrain, and bring violence against the enemies of our nation. It's a formidable vehicle, but despite its capability, this one has a small 4-inch hole in the door where an explosively formed penetrator, or EFP, has passed through all that armor like butter. EFPs were precisely designed explosive devices that could be hidden in the side of a road. And when triggered, sent a self-forming penetrator with enough kinetic energy that it could pass through the heavy armor of a tank. So Humvee was no match for it. If an EFP can cut through tank armor, you can imagine what it does to the human body. And inside this particular Humvee on November 7, 2007, was the mangled body of Captain Ben Tiffner, a detachment commander leading a team of Green Berets. Baghdad was still brutally violent at this time, and Ben was doing his part to take care of his team, bring stability and a measure of safety to the Iraqi people, and to solidify America's strategic position in the region. 2007 was the deadliest year in Iraq. And there are two reasons why I highlight Ben and the 904 service members who gave their lives in Iraq that year. First, because I was nearby when Ben was killed. And I can still vividly remember the bewildered and shocked look of his teammates when I saw them immediately following the attack. They clearly loved Ben like a brother. And not just because of his competence, fitness, rank, or position, but because as a leader he was humble, and they trusted him for his selflessness. Those are leader traits to be emulated. The other reason I share the story about Ben is because I know his parents. They are amazing, caring people of faith who have gracefully coped with the tragic loss of their son and have responded to their loss by selflessly working as mentors to help other grieving families. Their example of resilience and selflessness inspires me every day as a testament to the power of faith. On the happy occasion of your graduation, I don't share that story to bring you down, because you absolutely deserve to celebrate and enjoy your accomplishment. I share it because life comes with hardship. Some people's hardships are comparatively small, and others are even worse than what the Tiffners faced. I can't predict the scope of what you will face. I hope it will be less dramatic. But I do know there will be hardship at some point. And I share that image of a Humvee with a hole in it to encourage you to do your part first, to make a difference, and then to overcome whatever challenges you may face. Do not submit when life gets hard. Rise up and overcome. Always remember with gratitude that even after the darkest night, there comes a dawn. I want to share another image with you. The country of Syria tends to have negative connotations here because it's been politically aligned with Russia and Iran. And recently, of course, the location of a brutal civil war that enabled the spread of ISIS. On the other hand, if you were able to forget international politics, you could think of Syria as a place of ancient history that includes biblical chapters and people that were known for their hospitality, warmth, and delicious food. One of the lessons I've learned in my travels to war-torn environments is that there are good people everywhere. One day I was in a convoy moving to the front line to visit soldiers that were partnering with groups of Syrians to fight ISIS. I want to paint a picture from that trip. Imagine flat desert as far as you can see on the horizon. The ground is crusted dirt with sporadic tufts of grass-like weeds. You can't see another vehicle, building, or water anywhere. In fact, it's hard to even imagine water with all the desert dirt, much less anything living in that environment. And there by himself is a young boy of 9 or 10, watching a herd of sheep. That's it, just him and his sheep. As we drive by, he waves and smiles. There's no one else around as far as the eye can see. And even if you had a cell phone, there certainly wouldn't be any coverage. So try for a moment to imagine yourself suddenly dropped in his shoes. Nothing but you and your sheep for miles. No friends, no cell phone. Just the responsibilities of being a shepherd. Would you have a smile for a stranger passing by? I share that image with you to highlight the magnitude of the opportunity in front of you. There are literally billions of people who would love to be in your shoes and who would gladly trade places with you. You can do anything you want. And as you leave home, it is up to you to take this opportunity you have now and grow it into something meaningful. Up until now, it has been a group effort with you and your family to succeed. And while they will often still hope to help, it is now more than ever up to you. With your life laid out in front of you and your high school diploma in your pocket, you truly have unlimited opportunity. Everything you do from here will expand that funnel of opportunity or narrow it. The trick is, most things that expand your funnel are long-term decisions that take time to realize the benefits. For instance, if you study hard and graduate from college with honors, that will expand your opportunities, but it will take years to come to fruition. If you pursue certifications, do internships, or learn from a mentor over time, your opportunities will increase based on the time and energy that you invest. On the other hand, many decisions that reduce your opportunities can be quick with immediate impact, such as getting behind the wheel to drive when under the influence, or deciding to take drugs because someone else is. So right now, you stand on a precipice. The excitement of all you've accomplished behind you and a great wide funnel of opportunity in front of you. My advice to you is to embrace the discomfort. Choose a path where you can make a difference. Overcome whatever hardships you face. But most of all, make this opportunity count. Make it count. Good luck. Thanks for your time. Congratulations.